Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so fucked up and broken that say if you know a friend that has put his music on Spotify, right? You
Hmm.
technically, even if you have his permission, you technically still can't even stream that. You're not even supposed to be having Spotify open while you stream, apparently, but there's no way to detect that, so they don't fuck with you.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
because
kind of strict.
that's in the Spotify terms of service. See, people never look at that shit, because like I said, there's no way of telling where your music is being played from your computer because you could be playing it from iTunes or directly from your own library from your hard drive if you wanted to as well.
I see.
But in many ways, like I'm happy about it because maybe it sets in motion an updated digital millennium copyright act, because that was written in 1998, I believe. So,
Hmm.
some things need to change.
Right.
2020 is the year of change, as we know. So, yeah.
All right.
What you need, what Twitch needs is they need like I don't know, the top 50 streamers on the platform to just do a blackout boycott for like a week. But they won't, obviously. It won't happen. But if they were to do that, then Twitch might force their hands to make a move. So,
Right. While you were talking, I did a sound check. Everything is fine.
good.
Yeah. So I think we can start.
I'm already on, man.
Yeah, me too. Of
Episode
course.
32.
Yeah.
STC, coming at you.
Yeah. Right.
Hashtag
Actually,
STC and the.
yeah, we're not that big though, so there's not a hashtag. Yeah, send us emails. Stairwaycinema@gmail.com.
Did we get any emails?
I didn't check, but I don't think so.
You didn't check.
No, like I checked last week's, like I don't know, a couple days ago. But anyway, I actually have some news today, which mostly relate to Ryan Gosling,
Hmm.
because he's gonna play the Wolfman,
Rawr. Yeah.
and yeah, there's not much known, so I don't know what to talk about. So,
Universal just won't let go of their, monster fucking universe that they want to make. They will claim that Wolfman isn't part of a dark universe thing, but if the Wolfman does well, you could bet your ass
of
that
course,
they'll set their sights on that shit again. So,
yeah,
yeah. The last Wolfman movie was not good. The
the
Benicio
one
del
with
Toro did
I
not
actually
like it.
saw that last year. I think, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Now, Wolf with Jack Nicholson ain't bad, but that's completely different Wolfman movie. So that was in the 90s, though. It was a long time ago.
So you're hyped for Gosling as a werewolf?
I like Gosling, but it'll just have to, I mean, I've seen Gosling in movies I don't like, so.
True.
But he's a draw. He's a draw for me. So
Yeah, it's for me. It's just a weird choice for such a movie, I think.
if you could make it rated R somehow, which I know they won't, that would be more enticing for me.
Maybe they will, because I think The Invisible Man was rated R.
Yeah, but that is like a separate entity from their, even though it is in their universe, they don't want to label that as their, not like what they were trying to do with the Mummy. I still believe that Universal's going to try to do that shit if the Wolfman does well.
Yeah.
Because Invisible Man is under the Bloomhouse wing, I think, isn't it? Am I tripping?
I don't think so. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
That was a surprise. That was good though.
Yeah. Another thing about Gosling, he's gonna be in a movie by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. You know, the guys from 21 Jump Street, who initially directed Solo. It's called Project Hail Mary, and it's a sci-fi movie written by Andy Weir, who wrote the novel for The Martian.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this will be a comedy. Who knows? Because I think Lord and Miller are known for comedy. So comedic sci-fi movie with Gosling. Why not? Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's for me, it's nice to see that Gosling is doing shit again. Because for long, like the last thing he made was First Man, and for a while there was nothing on IMDb about him. So yeah. Also, something nobody's gonna believe me, but I just before this I watched a YouTube talk show about movies, and they mentioned something that I already thought about a couple weeks ago, but never told you. It's my idea, not them, not theirs.
Yeah, okay.
What about Ryan Gosling as Indiana Jones?
Yeah. I don't know
I think
if
it would kind of fit.
I think for us it fits, but I don't think for the rest of the world it would. That's. I think he has charisma, but I don't know for everybody. Like I've met a lot of Gosling people that don't like Ryan Gosling, which is a bummer.
That's weird. I've always thought that he was like kind of just a likable guy.
No, there's a couple of people I know that don't like his movies or like his acting for that matter. Because a lot of people complain about Gosling just because his face. You know, he just has that look on his face for a lot of his movies.
Yeah. I like that.
I would be fine with it, yeah, because he has chops from, you know, I'd go to the Nice Guys, you know, for the charm part. I don't know.
Yeah, just an idea.
Yeah. I think for you and I it would work, but I don't know if the rest of the world would accept that. It's a touchy thing.
Not.
Like I as much as I would love an Indiana Jones reboot, it's just like, you know, I hate to get hyped for these things that could come to fruition that are only going to be not accepted by the masses of people. And I'm getting, you know, Star Wars here, like the vibe of like people can't take a change and they won't accept it. So
yeah, totally good. Yeah.
Yeah. But it could work, yeah, if they fucking did it right.
True. All right. So there's this movie called Artemis Fowl by Kenneth Branagh that just came out on Disney Plus. It's based on a book series that I loved as a child. I still like it a lot, but this movie, I already knew that it's gonna be garbage when I saw the trailer. It's like it looks terrible, and apparently it is because it has 3.7 on IMDb, which is just atrocious.
Oh,
and it's not out in Germany yet, but I'm gonna watch it when it comes out, and it's gonna be interesting.
Oh my god!
It's supposed to be a horrible adaptation.
2,400 reviews, 3.7 out of 10. Oh.
Metascore of 31. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think Kenneth Branagh is a good director. Like,
I would argue again. He's a good director when he wants to be, but he hasn't been a good director for a long time.
I have Henry V on my watch list. Is that any good? Because I think on IMDb it's rated well.
Worth watching. I also like Much Ado About Nothing. His Frankenstein adaptation, I actually enjoy. I thought the Frankenstein adaptation was fun. You know, you get De Niro as the monster, which is kind of weird. Dead Again, though. I fucking love Dead Again, but that was fucking 91. So, yeah. I'm just looking at these movies real quick.
I'm mostly speaking about recent times.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Jack Ryan, Thor, Cinderella.
And I have brought up, too, his Hamlet. I love his Hamlet. Like, I think his Hamlet is the definitive Hamlet, even though it's set in a different time. But we've talked about that before, how, you know, a lot of Shakespeare, when they conquer Shakespeare, they just set it in a different time, like Richard III, all that stuff.
Yeah. So in Hamlet, do they talk the same way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. It's
4 hours long.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
Okay.
But no, he's not for everybody. And I do think that even though I enjoy his movies, and I enjoy him as an actor as well, I think he's overrated. So.
Yeah. Like with his acting, I feel like he's kind of pushing himself in the spotlight sometimes. Like Murder on the Orient Express. Like he directed it and he just made himself the leading actor.
Of course
and it's a one-man show by him. I don't know. It's just not cool, I think.
He did a good job with Thor. I mean, you think about Thor, you immediately think about the bad hair and the bad eyebrows. But overall, that is a different movie for him. And I think he did a good job of bringing Thor into the MCU. So he gets a lot of credit there for his Thor. Because when I got to be honest, when I saw that he was directing Thor, I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, that's not a good pick. But he, surprisingly kept himself out of it, which is odd.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say he's a terrible director, but like, I don't know. From my
Overrated.
experience, I'm not a fan. Yeah.
He's really good. Look, he's really good when he does Shakespeare. He knows Shakespeare. He gets it. That's where I think his strength is. But other than that, he overacts in usually everything that he's in. But yeah, I'd say overrated, but not like, you look at his list of movies here and there's only a couple gems. So Death on the Nile, though, get excited.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would rather watch the original first, though. And he's gonna be in Tenet as the villain. That's interesting.
I like that. That's fun.
Anyway, do you have any more news, or can we move on to the, I call it fun section of the podcast?
Any more news? I thought the Bill and Ted trailer dropped, which that's awesome.
Think so?
Oh yeah. Yeah. But if you weren't born in that time, it's not gonna be your cup.
I watched Bill and Ted, like, I don't know, last year or something.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it, but I like seeing the trailer for the new one. I'm not sure if it still works, that kind of humor.
It doesn't matter. It's the ending of a trilogy. They needed to do it, so it's happening. That one gets a pass. That one gets a pass because it's stupid to begin with. They're not trying to change the world or anything. It's like you sit down and you watch these idiots do their thing, and that's it. And that's it. And I like both movies. I even like Bogus Journey a lot. So the fact that Death coming back, I really like. William Sadler, character actor.
I can't really comment on that. I only saw the first one.
Oh.
Yeah. So
they go to hell. They go to hell. Just spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You're gonna have to watch Bogus Journey to understand, Face the Music. So you're gonna have to put that on the list.
Certainly. So like 2 weeks ago, I established this beginning segment with like something fun.
Before we start, I finally thought of a movie that didn't age well. It took me like a week.
Okay.
Highlander. There you go. That's movie
true.
That didn't age. That's the movie that didn't age well.
So I didn't have any original ideas. So I updated my list of cool people.
Cool if you want to hear.
Yeah, like my boys and girls,
Just
we
cool
did that
people.
like a half year ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know do you want to hear that? If not, that's fine.
What am I gonna say? No, I mean.
Okay.
Just lay it on me. Let's hear it.
Yeah, we can go through it quickly. I removed some names. I added some names. It's just, for the audience, I don't think that like I did not mention this list in our Spotify era, if that makes sense,
That's true. Yeah.
So this is just people that I think are cool, sometimes for no apparent reason. Yeah. All right.
Cool people.
Updated. Cool people. Just people I like, I think I removed Adam Sandler, actually.
Oh, that's fucked up. Poor Adam Sandler.
Yeah, but when I first made the list, I was kind of in an Adam Sandler hype because of Uncut Gems and shit.
Which was awesome. Yeah, I've been wanting to watch that again.
All right. First name. If you want to comment, just, do. Harvey Keitel.
He thinks he's cool. Harvey Keitel has always thought he's cool. I don't know.
That's surprising to me.
He's I've just Harvey Keitel.
I mean, it's not that all those people are cool. I just like them, and I really like Harvey Keitel.
Right. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Harvey Keitel always felt like he was trying to be cooler than he was. Yeah.
But not as hard as Vin Diesel.
No. Vin Diesel by far is the one that has tried the hardest to be cool in movies.
All right, next one. Naomi Watts.
She makes your list, huh?
Yeah, I just like seeing her in the movies, even though like she's not a draw for me, I would say. But
She's
So
a
I
good
think she
actress.
always makes a movie better.
I think
You
she's a
know?
little underrated. Like she doesn't. I don't know. I mean, she had like the hype from.
She had some Oscar nominations, I think.
Yeah, but it kind of like died out. I mean, like you
Yeah, would
don't
you say like she doesn't have the like
the
nobody's
name
excited anymore?
the name recognition. I think is not as big with her, and I think it should be bigger with her. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. All right. Michael Sheen.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Michael Sheen is cool. I still
absolutely.
gotta see the movie The Damned United. If you know
I
what that is.
I feel like he could play anything too, and I think that
Oh yeah.
we have yet to see his best performance. I think it's coming.
Frost Nixon though.
It's a good performance. I don't know if I'd say it's his best though.
Mm,
I'd have to think about that actually. Michael Sheen's best.
he was the
Performance.
best part, or like the only really good part in Apostle.
He was awesome in that. I if they would have just made the movie about him as a fucking leader, that would have been a
Yeah.
better movie, I think, rather than inserting Dan Stevens, who
Dan
I'm not.
Stevens is kind of a faceless guy.
I'm gonna say that Dan Stevens didn't make your list. So.
No, I don't care a bit about Dan Stevens.
Of course, we haven't watched Downton Abbey. Maybe if we watch Downton Abbey, we might change our mind. Who knows?
I'll pass.
Same.
All right.
I'm gonna pass as well on Downton Abbey. I've never had a fucking, and I
That's-
like that shit. I like that floppy British shit. I do, but I don't know. I just never felt. I'm not gonna. I just don't feel like sitting down.
Like for me, it seems like there's no violence happening in such a show, so I'm not interested.
Oh yeah, like let me see here. Little Women, such a violent tale. You know. Come on.
Fair enough.
Come on. All those violent scenes in Marriage Story, they were brutal. Brutal.
Dude, he cut himself.
Manchester by the Sea, the most violent movie I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, I said something stupid. Okay. Next one, Robert Mitchum. Only made the list recently because I'm such a huge fan of Night of the Hunter. And
yeah, I feel like I should go down the the rabbit hole you're going down, the older, because like my grandma loves that dude. So, and I've only really seen him in like, I don't know, a couple westerns, maybe a fucking war movie here and there, but mainly Cape Fear is what I remember him from.
Yeah, like even when I'm browsing like Prime or some shit, when I see his name on the poster, I'm always interested in putting it on the list. So like he's kind of a draw for me.
Mitchum.
Okay, next one, Thomasin McKenzie. That's the girl from Jojo Rabbit. You know, and she was in The King, in the movie Leave No Trace. I think she's gonna be big someday.
You mean Rebel Wilson? That one, right?
No.
You sure you don't mean Rebel Wilson? She was in Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, but she didn't make the list. She was fine in that though. Didn't mind her.
Just a side note, my girlfriend hates Rebel Wilson. She just can't stand
Yeah, I feel like her comedy revolves around being loud and edgy.
Yeah.
So
I don't really mind her. She doesn't bother me, but
me neither.
I get it though. I kind of get why people don't.
Oh yeah, totally. All right, next one is another old guy, or another dead guy, James Coburn.
Oh yeah, yeah. Looks like Mitchum too.
A little.
They got that.
He has a very distinct face.
That long face look back in the day.
And he's very tall. Next one is Lee Sun Kyun, or something like that. That's the rich guy from Parasite.
Oh, the dad.
I will watch movies just because he's in it.
The man of the house, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Next one, Julianne Moore.
Yeah, she's been cool for a long time.
Yeah, and still. Next one, Antonio Banderas.
Ooh.
I mean, with such a voice, he just has to make the list.
Is this because of his recent movie?
I liked him before that, actually. So. Oh yeah, and Harry Manchester, right? Next one. This is very recent. James Caan.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mostly because of Misery, and I should rewatch The Godfather, of course, and also because of the Bridge Too Far.
I feel like there's not enough of James Caan. Like, I feel like he's always not enough. Well, I mean, there's Brian's Song. I don't know if you ever want to put that on your list. Brian's Song. It's a movie about football, but it's incredibly sad. It's one of the. It's like a man sad movie. You know. Like
okay, something for me, I guess.
Yeah, it's a movie where men cry. Brian's Song, much like Rudy. Rudy's another cry man movie. That's a good one, man.
It was also nice to see James Caan in Bottle Rocket. It's pretty funny in that. Next one, for me, I would say the best actor ever, Daniel Day-Lewis.
He wasn't on the list before, huh?
No, don't think he was actually.
Wow.
But like rewatching There Will Be Blood and Last of the Mohicans, kind of helped.
How can you not after There Will Be Blood?
Did you see the portrait I did?
Yes, that was good. That was awesome, man. That was good shit. That's one of your best, actually.
Yeah, but I picked the colors, so it was kind of easy. Anyway, Michelle Monaghan.
Yeah, I like her.
True Detective, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Source Code,
Oh yeah. The thing about Source Code though is I don't remember much of that movie.
Source Code was better than what the trailer gave to me when I sat down to watch it. I enjoyed Source Code a lot more than I expected to.
Yeah, it's I think it's directed by Duncan Jones, right?
Yes,
David Bowie's son.
Yes,
who also made Moon. And his masterpiece Warcraft.
Warcraft, yes. That still makes me sad.
Yeah, it's not a good movie, but
it is a good movie. That's the problem.
It's kind of a guilty pleasure for me.
Like
it's super stupid, but it's fun.
The thing about Warcraft is they should have just not done any of the human shit to begin with. They should have just made an orc movie, and I think it would have been a better. Because it was jarring. It's just jarring. But Blizzard just needs to fucking just make a cinematic
Overwatch movie.
No, God, no, Jesus Christ, that's already coming too. I think Netflix. There's an Overwatch anime or some shit coming. Which
that doesn't surprise me.
That is not for you and I. Even though we like the game, I don't think we care about
lore.
What's a character's name? I can't even remember. I can't even think right now.
What?
Bastion. There we go. There's a character.
Yeah, they certainly gotta make a movie about Bastion. Somebody who can't talk.
Yeah. No, it would be the English chick with the ass. What's her name?
Tracer.
Tracer. There you go. No, there'd be a lot of the diva.
Oh God, yeah, the most
unbearable
character in the game.
Fucking diva, man.
Yeah, I don't.
That's a rage game. I don't even know why I brought that up. Now I'm raging.
Yeah,
deep inside of me.
Drop it. I think we should go through this list more quickly because it's quite a few names. So, Harry Dean Stanton.
Because you watch like 30 movies. Is that what you?
No, 12. Harry Dean Stanton.
Good.
Who's in a lot of old movies, and I always like him. Yes. Mark Strong. He is like one of the OGs of this list.
By the way, I brought it up before. TV show Big Love with Bill Paxton, where he's married to 3 women. Harry Dean Stanton is like the antagonist in that show. He's fucking. I think that's probably his best. One of his best goes. Like it's like his last one of his last performances, I think, too. But he's not really menacing, but just uncomfortable. Like he's very good in that show. Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta see Paris, Texas. I want to see that. Anyway, Mark Strong, as I said, OG.
Surprised he wasn't on there. I'm surprised he wasn't on there before.
He was.
Oh. I thought we were updating.
Yeah, updating, but like this is the whole list.
Oh, you're going through the whole thing. All right. Yeah, just motor through this shit then. Yeah.
Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
Damian Lewis. Dakota Fanning. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali.
Yes.
Patrick Wilson, another OG. I love Patrick Wilson.
He grew on me like a fungus.
And now only OGs. Ben Mendelsohn.
The Mendo.
Ralph Ineson. I hope you didn't know him. The guy from The Witch.
Oh, God, I love that guy.
Yeah, everybody does. Everybody who knows him.
I love that guy. He's so...
He's got
just fucking presence, man. Like, he's weird because he's not like a great looking guy. I don't like to talk about really people's looks and shit, but like it's interesting about film how you can look at someone that's not really, you know, of the standard of attractive. Let's just put it that way, right? And it doesn't matter because their presence is so commanding. So that guy falls into that category for me.
Totally.
Love that guy.
Another one, Michael Stuhlbarg.
Yes.
And Shea Wiggum. You know, the what's the show called? Boardwalk Empire.
My Boardwalk Boys, yeah.
Noah Taylor. He was in Game of Thrones. He's the guy who cuts off Jaime's hand. And he's in a lot of movies, actually, but I don't think anybody knows him, really.
Oh, this guy. The guy that was in Vanilla Sky.
Oh, yeah, and he plays Hitler in Preacher.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel Kaluuya, guy from Get Out and Sicario. The main man, James Dean, of course.
Of course.
Saoirse Ronan. What's that?
Nothing. I'm just
okay. Riley Keough.
I remember that name.
Yeah, I think she's related to Elvis.
Right. Yes.
Stephen Delane, Stannis Baratheon.
Good pick. Yeah.
A lot of Game of Thrones people on this list, actually. Robert Pattinson, of course. Timothy Chalamet. Roland Muller, Danish guy. I don't think you know him anyway. Marion Cotillard.
Yeah.
Lucas Hedges. David Lynch. Vincent Castle.
Yes.
Yeah. Rachel Weisz.
Yeah.
Lakeith Stanfield. My man.
Yeah, it's your boy.
Yeah. Linda Cardellini.
I like that one.
Thomas Jane.
What was the Linda Cardellini thing that you like her in? I'm curious because I know her from fucking Bloodline. That's where she got like her.
She was in Green Book, and she was in the show Dead to Me with Christina Applegate, and some other stuff. I just don't remember right now.
I always forget she's Hawkeye's wife too. Hawkeye.
Oh yeah, right. Wife. That's right. Yeah, Thomas Jane, mostly because of Boogie Nights.
Yeah,
and the first season of Expanse.
I feel like Thomas Jane is another one that thinks he's a little too cool to be.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it gets him into a little trouble too at times.
Okay.
He just like Thomas Jane, I believe, thinks he's Daniel Day-Lewis, but he's not Daniel Day-Lewis. That's the best way I can.
That's the impression you're getting?
That's the impression I'm getting. I think in his head, he is the best actor to ever walk in the room. That is the Thomas Jane impression that I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He thinks he's so it, as my grandma would say.
Not so sure about that, but yeah. Rebecca Ferguson.
Yes.
Lady Jessica from Dune, which is not out yet, I know. Anyway, I think you liked her a lot in Doctor Sleep, right?
I did.
Yeah,
I did, and I like what they've done with her character in Mission Impossible. I like that they have.
Yes.
I like that Mission Impossible has this nice, cool foundation.
Continuity.
Yes, they've done very well with that.
With the last 3 movies. Quentin Tarantino has to be on this list.
What? Well.
Who?
I thought we were talking about actors and actresses, but
no, I also had David Lynch. So
yeah, he is pretty cool, even though he's
Michael Biehn, the guy who Tarantino should cast. I think.
I really love the fact that you like Michael Biehn. That's cool to me. I like that.
Yeah. Karen Gillan.
Oh yeah,
Nebula.
Yes.
Burn Gorman.
Burn Gorman?
Yeah, we had that before. He's the guy who kills the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch and like the guy with the knives. Crazy guy.
God. Yeah, you do have a lot of weird face people in your list. Like people
he's
with
very creepy, but he's cool. He's also in Dark Knight Rises and other shit.
Yeah, like when you want to cast the creepy face man that looks like he's had plastic surgery like since he was 12, then that's the guy. That guy has a fucking
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a strange looking dude. But yeah, when you see him, you're just like, what the fuck? Yeah, he's
cool. Though. I like him a lot.
I don't know if you could cast him as like a hero. Like he has to be the bad guy.
Kinda, yeah. I think it was kind of a like side hero in Pacific Rim. But yeah. Anyway, Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
Joker and Deadpool 2 and shit. Steve McQueen, of course.
The OG Steve McQueen, not the director.
Yeah, the OG Steve McQueen. And the OG Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
My man Kyle MacLachlan.
Okay.
Yeah. Imogen Poots. Not sure if you know who that is.
I do know who it is, but I'm blanking on her face right now.
She was in Green Room. And actually, I don't remember anything else right now, but she was in more stuff I saw. I think Need for Speed. Anyway, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
You have some directors on here. The Kubrick, right? Millie Brady, mostly known for her role in Last Kingdom, which I know you haven't seen, so it doesn't matter. Florence Pugh.
Oh, yeah. Number one on the list. Florence Pugh.
I know. Don Johnson.
I like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Jon Favreau.
Yeah. He gets a lot of credit from me.
Yeah. Jean Dujardin. Yeah. You know, the French guy? Like him a lot.
I guess.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, he's got to make the list.
Owen Wilson. Exclusively due to Wes Anderson movies, though. And Bill Murray. Also new addition, because I really like him in all Wes Anderson movies. I think Wes Anderson isn't even on this list.
That's funny.
You should though.
That's funny.
And now 5 more. Gene Hackman.
Oh, the hacks.
Gotta pronounce him like that. Lee Van Cleef.
Angel
Eli
Eyes.
Wallach. Just for one role, but it's so good.
I was watching, one of your favorite channels on YouTube, What Culture. One of their videos on scenes that were really shot for real, and the good, the bad, and the ugly scene. I didn't know that was Eli Wallach really laid under a fucking train in that shot.
Oh, so, what?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that Eli Wallach insisted.
The main motherfucker, man. Ooh.
And there was something about like the side steps. Like if he would have like put his head up any, like, I don't know, 5 seconds earlier or after, he would have fucking had his head cut right off. But so they were like lucky in the shot. Like that was kind of creepy, but
that's pretty cool.
Pretty bitchin' ballsy, man. Ballsy.
Oh, yeah.
Eli Wallach. Just like, I mean, who the fuck would want to lay next to a train? Like, Jesus. Not me.
Karen Allen.
Oh, Indiana Jones. Yeah.
Right. And The Wanderers.
Starman, which you haven't seen. Starman. You gotta see Starman.
Yeah. That's on my list, actually. And a guy who's I recently found out he's called the Korean Robert De Niro, Song Kang-ho.
Yeah. I could see that.
That's the list. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
No Daniel Craig.
No.
Oh, poor Daniel.
Not a huge fan. I like him though. I actually watched the movie with him, so let's get to that. Did you watch anything?
No Gosling?
No, I excluded my. I didn't include my top 5: Al Pacino, De Niro, DiCaprio, Gosling, Bale. Yeah.
Oh, these were. I remember this list. Okay, these were the cool people that were like not. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, except for Florence Pugh and shit. Anyway, did you watch any movies?
As you know, I watched Survivor.
I expected that.
The plan was to watch some movies yesterday, but then me and my girl, we turned on Netflix and decided to watch all 4 episodes of the Jeffrey Epstein Filthy Rich documentary on Netflix, and I don't recommend it. I feel like I lost 4 hours out of my life watching that shit. So
yeah, I heard
I would have.
Kind of bad.
I just would have preferred. I was hoping for a conspiracy show. I wanted to dive in more into his death and shit like that, but it was more about. It was a lot of what he was doing with the girls, which, you know, it's pretty shocking, some of it. But it's not something I would recommend to anybody. I didn't think it was, the pacing was good, but it just, I don't know. You didn't learn anything. That's the thing I would say. I didn't learn anything watching that.
That's bad for a documentary.
Agreed.
So that's it.
That's all I watched.
As I said, I watched 12 movies.
12?
Quite a lot. Only three rewatches.
Rewatches, yeah.
Rewatches, yeah. Only three. And actually, I watched a bad movie again, which I haven't done in a couple weeks. So the
definitively bad.
Like, for me, it was terrible.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't think it's a good movie overall. So let's start with the worst one. It's from last year. It's a coming-of-age comedy with Jacob Tremblay, you know, the boy from Room.
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about.
Good Boys.
You didn't enjoy Good Boys?
Did you?
Yeah, I thought Good Boys was fun.
So, three sixth grade boys ditch school and embark on an epic journey while carrying accidentally stolen drugs, being hunted by teenage girls, and trying to make their way home in time for a long-awaited party. And this is a lot like Superbad.
Yeah, it's like a mini Superbad.
It actually has the same producers, I believe. I think like Seth Rogen is involved in both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike Superbad, I thought this was terrible.
Terrible.
I didn't laugh a single time. Yeah, dude, like Jacob Tremblay, who I don't really like. I don't know why. And his two friends are super annoying and stupid. Like not even like if this was like well observed, like if it was like actual realistic depiction of 12-year-old boys, this just felt super. Like the whole comedy, it revolves around them doing edgy adult things that they don't quite understand, and I don't know, it's not done in a clever way, so I didn't enjoy it at all. Like for me, this movie was like, there's no better word. It was cringe for me. And like with
you're such a fucking millennial. You just can't have fun, you know? Just have fun with
this movie. Is for millennials, dude. So I don't know.
This was a fun movie. You're out of your mind.
Nah. Like for me, the kids were so annoying that I kind of sympathized with the teenage girls who were hunting them, because they actually didn't do anything wrong. But yeah, Stephen Merchant is in it, which was cool because I like Stephen Merchant. But sadly, like the scene with him isn't really great either. At least I thought so. I didn't enjoy this at all.
Well, it's too bad. You don't like fun things.
You don't want to defend it?
I mean, there's not much to defend because it's just a screwball comedy, you know? Like it's in the vein of the screwballs of the 80s. That's why. Like when it comes to raunchy comedies, I think I'm always going to defend them a little bit, especially if they're done well, which I thought this was done pretty well.
Yeah, I don't think this is like offensively terrible. There's like, when I talked about the movie Coffee and Kareem,
I was just like thinking of that, dude. I don't know
why. That was unbearable. Like, this is like, I can watch this. Okay, it's okay. I don't like it, but I can watch it. Coffee and Kareem, I wanted to turn it off after like 10 minutes. So
it's too much. Yeah, too much.
Yeah. Anyway, next one is also not quite like, it's, I don't know. This is a disappointing movie for me. It's called Life. From 2015. It's a James Dean biopic with Robert Pattinson and Dane DeHaan.
I thought you were talking about Life with Eddie Murphy and
or Life with Rebecca Ferguson
with Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah,
that's not a bad one. But Life with Dane DeHaan and Robert Pattinson isn't. So a photographer for Life magazine is assigned to shoot pictures of my boy James Dean, and Robert Pattinson plays the photographer. Like he does a good job. It's not like a crazy performance or anything, but he was good. Ben Kingsley has a small role, and so does Joel Edgerton. It's not really an exciting movie. Like not a lot of things are happening. It's kind of boring at times, I would say.
This is like right down your alley too. Like
it is. Yeah, but like it totally fails with Dane DeHaan as
Dane
James
DeHaan.
Dean.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was
Like
coming.
he does not capture James Dean very well. Like there was I never had the feeling that I was watching James Dean, and I think that role offers a lot of potential for a good performance, but Dane DeHaan just didn't do it well. I think super weird. Like with a better actor, it
Who do
could
you
be.
cast? Who do you cast?
Actually, I thought if Robert Pattinson was a little shorter, he would have been better. But
Gosling, maybe?
Nah, he doesn't look the part.
Hmm.
I mean, Dane DeHaan kind of does look the part, but not
with
quite.
the trench coat and the hair, like they you know. He
Yeah,
looks a little bit like, I mean,
a
they
little
did
bit, but it's not convincing to me. And like also this movie is about photography, kind of. And the cinematography was just not a standout. Like for a movie about photography, I would have expected like kind of artsy camera work in a way, but this just looked generic. And like just make a small art film out of this, maybe. I don't know. It's
Now, I remember hearing about this. So
it's a forgettable movie, to be honest. That's kind of disappointing because Pattinson is always a draw for me, I think. And James Dean, that's a cool topic to me. One thing though, how they created famous photos of James Dean was kind of cool. Like there was nice attention to detail. I know most of those photos actually, and it was good. But yeah, overall, not a memorable movie at all.
Dane DeHaan, fucking
yeah,
the kiss of death, man. He's one of the kisses of death.
I mean, if you make a movie about such a personality as James Dean, then you need an actor who can like keep your focus.
I mean, this is around the time though where he was, you know, like they were casting him. He was getting
it was
roles,
the time when he was almost becoming a star, but just didn't turn out.
Nope.
It was after Spider-Man. And
which, to defend him a little bit, I still enjoyed, even though it's a bad movie. I'll say this right now, but The Cure for Wellness, I just enjoyed it. Like it was a fun little ride, but it's not because of him.
What I heard about that movie is that most people say it's visually absolutely amazing, and that's it.
Visually cool, but it's like the ending is so out there and weird that you're just like, what the fuck? Like you had to like, there's like a double take moment for a minute there with that movie, but like I wouldn't recommend. I can't recommend it, but I still enjoyed it. Like it's just a bad movie that I enjoyed, basically.
I never got around to see it, but if it pops up on Prime, I will probably.
Plus, it's got Jason Isaacs in there, which Jason Isaacs would make my list of cool people. I love that guy. I love Jason Isaacs. So
very charismatic.
Well, he's the bad guy in the Patriot. Stupid boy. I fucking love that. Fucking. I almost watched that this week. So yeah, almost.
Maybe next week. So now next movie is the oldest movie I've ever seen. Actually, it's from 1926.
Oh my god! What did you do to yourself?
It's called The General, by and with Buster Keaton.
Man, we're like on eerie planes this week because I was watching like this thing about Buster Keaton like yesterday, about like a 15-minute YouTube video about Buster Keaton. Continue. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like watching one of his movies because I've never seen one of his. So I just thought, why not? They're all on YouTube. So I just watched The General, which is highly rated on IMDb with 8.1. And it's about like it's basically Mad Max Fury Road. You know, it's one big chase scene, and then they just go the same way back, just with trains. And it was kind of strange. Like it's about this guy who has a locomotive. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, locomotive.
And it gets stolen by Union spies. That's the weird thing, actually. This movie is told from the Confederate perspective. And I don't know. It's just kind of strange. It's not actually important, but like this movie is like made 60 years after the war, and it's like, and the Union is the bad guys. I don't know. Anyway, and like he just goes after them with the same, like with a train, and it's a big chase scene.
Gone with the Wind is like that a little bit too, though, because it's told from the southern side. So
yeah, but probably more layered than this one.
Yes.
Like this is just like, I don't know, it was kind of strange. It doesn't matter for the movie because like what matters is that the stunts that Buster Keaton is doing with the train and shit and the slapstick comedy.
I feel like that's why you got to watch his shit. Is like,
of course, yeah.
His stunts are insane.
Like, yeah, some of the stuff, like, you know, they did some crazy shit with those trains that could have ended kind of tragically. I don't. It's the movie is fine. Like, I'm not a huge fan of silent movies, and I think that the Chaplin stuff I watch is better than this. But still was cool to see because, like, actually, surprisingly, the camera work was kind of cool. Like the camera wasn't like stale as you know it from old movies. It's actually always moving and shit. Was good.
So you're not
and
ready
Buster
to
Keaton
join?
Is the man.
You're not really ready to join a Buster Keaton Facebook group yet?
I think he's cool, but maybe I'll watch more because those movies are not that long. So yeah. But also, I don't.
There's a scene in the Steamboat Bill. There's a scene in that where a fucking house falls, like the front of a house falls. I know that one, yeah, and he's just standing in the window, and it just like that. It's crazy, man. Stunt people are pretty awesome.
Yeah, and it's especially awesome because this is almost 100 years ago, and he's like the OG Jackie Chan, you know.
Mm-hmm. It is almost 100 years ago. Jesus Christ! Wow.
Yeah.
Almost. We're getting there.
So from this silent movie to another silent movie, I finally watched The Artist with Jean Dujardin.
I was gonna call that shit The Artist.
An egomaniacal film star develops a relationship with a young dancer against the backdrop of Hollywood's silent era. This won Best Picture and Best Leading Actor.
Yep.
And I think that leading actor is somewhat deserved. I think Jean Dujardin is perfect for this role. Like I don't think that anybody could play this better. Like he's a performer, you know. He has a very expressive face. His dancing and gesturing is just perfect for this role. So I think the Oscar for that is fine, but Best Picture, I don't know. Like it was fine. I don't like it's just not my thing and not yours. I know. It's just it wasn't that great. I mean, it's kind of cool how this is it's basically a love letter to silent movies, and it's done in the same way that movies were done back in the day. So it's well crafted, but I don't know.
This is one of those weak years.
Yeah, totally. Like when I looked it up, 2011 wasn't really a strong year for movies anyway, and none of the nominees. I don't care about any of those nominees, so it doesn't bother me that this won. Like if this won against something like Mad Max Fury Road, you know, that would bother me.
The only one I really, really liked out of that lot really was The Descendants. I quite like The Descendants a lot. I like Alexander Payne a lot. I think he's one of my go-tos. But yeah, it's just one of those years. I think I've talked about it with you where there's this hype thing that goes along with Oscars. And to me, that's one of those examples of the hype winning the award. But it's like you look at the fucking, Moneyball. The Tree of Life, War Horse, Midnight in Paris, Hugo, The Help, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. That is probably one of the weakest fucking Best Picture lots I've ever looked at in my life. You know, like
yes.
Yeah. That was a year I was not too happy about. I'm fine with I'm with you, actually. I'm actually totally 100% with you on the acting. Yeah, that's fine to give him the Oscar for the acting, but to be Best Picture, I just never understood that for me.
Yeah, but I mean, as you said, like in that year, it doesn't really bother me because I wouldn't root for any other movie as well. So
Nick Nolte should have won Best Supporting Actor that year as well, and he did.
Who won?
Christopher Plummer for Beginners.
No, I can't comment on that. Anyway, so next movie is I actually went to the theater because they're open again. And
oh, how
it's
nice for you, Mr. Almond, with your big German fucking dick hanging out here. Whatever, okay? I just saw a thing that they're finally thinking about opening them in July, but now there's a second wave of COVID coming. I swear to God, the media can go to hell. The media can go to hell, all right? Fucking scare tactics up the ass. I'm sorry.
Can I talk about this movie?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about your movie.
It's actually
Congrats.
a movie that just came out, so it's like a new release. It's not like something we already seen before. It's a Korean movie called Secret Zoo from 2020. And in order to make attorney at the law firm where he's a lowly assistant, Tai-Soo is giving the daunting assignment of keeping a failing zoo afloat for 3 months while the equity firm that took it over finds a new buyer. It turns out that the park has sold off the majority of its main attractions, so they don't have any animals. And so he has the idea to just dress up the staff as animals with like fairly realistic suits to pose as animals to, get the zoo running again. And it's a nice feel-good movie. Like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like the premise a lot, even though this has the usual plot points of that sort of comedy. Like nothing super original. It goes down as you would expect. But I mean, the actual premise is kind of cool. I think it's kind of fun, and yeah, it's a charming movie. There's not much to say. It's just very easygoing. It's a comedy, but not in the sense that you laugh out loud when you see it. It's just like it makes you, have a good time.
What a great tagline. A comedy that doesn't make you laugh. It's great.
No, it's like you don't laugh out loud, but it's more like you smile while watching it. It's everything is just nice.
So a couple of these, couple of those.
Right, yeah. It's just a lighthearted, small, sympathetic movie. Like, what am I gonna tell you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I have the chance to go back to the theater. I don't know if.
Like this was the only new thing that came out though, so that's what we
I want
watched.
to catch Secret Zoo, but I guess I see why you went. I mean,
it's Korean. Why not?
Was it nice to be back in the cinema?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Especially nice to see all my coworkers.
Are you back to work?
No, I got fired. I got left. Not fired, but anyway, this is not the right place.
You're not supposed to jerk off into the popcorn. It got caught. You can edit that out if you need to.
No. So next movie.
Okay.
It's from 2014. It's directed and written by Noah Baumbach, the guy who made Marriage Story.
Right.
It's called While We're Young, with Ben Stiller, Naomi Watts, Adam Driver, and Amanda Seyfried.
Mm-hmm.
And a middle-aged couple's career and marriage are overturned when a disarming young couple enters their lives. As you would imagine, Ben Stiller and Naomi Watts are the middle-aged couple. And this is like, it totally feels like a Baumbach movie. The dialogues are great, very close to reality. Like people interrupting each other and shit. I know you don't like Marriage Story.
I'm not a Baumbach guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No.
I like Marriage Story and also like the Meyerowitz stories with Adam Sandler.
I would like to see that. I would like to see
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
And I think those both are better than While We Were Young, but I still thought this was pretty good. Adam Driver was cool. Like he does a lot of weird hand gestures. It's kind of a weird performance, but it was cool. Ben Stiller and Naomi Watts were also kind of good. I like it when Ben Stiller is in movies that are not like this is not
screwball comedies.
Right. This is not exactly a comedy. This is more a drama. And I always like that when he's in drama. Amanda Seyfried kind of falls short. Her role isn't that big. I don't know. And it's a lot about Ben Stiller trying to make a documentary, but he just can't finish it. And I like that stuff. I like movie making shit.
So it's a movie about Noah Baumbach then, basically. Yeah.
Maybe. I think he always includes personal shit. which is not a bad idea, I think.
Because he's a pretentious fuck. That's why. Sorry, God.
You're such an asshole. Anyway, the drama is well done. Actually, I liked what was happening. It's not like it has some natural comedy, but it's not like it's not Good Boys, you know. And overall, I enjoyed it. It's not for everybody. I know it's not for you, probably.
Probably not. No. One thing I got to bring up though, Adam Driver, did he not make your list? He didn't make the cool people list. Adam Driver. No,
I don't know.
No Driver.
But he might in the future. Who knows?
I mean, you got a lot of weird looking dudes on your list. I figure you might want to put Adam Driver in there as well.
Speaking about weird looking dudes, I for the first time watched The Elephant Man.
You got great segues on them. You got great segues. All right.
The Elephant Man from 1980 by David Lynch with Anthony Hopkins and John Hurt. You've seen this, right?
Yes.
Okay, I would have thought. A Victorian surgeon rescues a heavily disfigured man who's mistreated while scraping a living as a sideshow freak. Behind his monstrous facade, there is revealed a person of kindness, intelligence, and sophistication. And one thing that's not that important, but it was funny in this movie. There's a kid, and this kid is played by the director of Rocketman, Dexter Fletcher. He's in this. That was fun. You know. Anyway, I know you don't care. It didn't really feel like a David Lynch film because it's rather conventional.
Oh, Dexter Fletcher. Yeah, I like that guy.
Dexter Fletcher, yeah. Like there's some dream scenes in this, but not as trippy as Lost Highway. So, but it still kind of feels like a Lynch movie because it's just well done. John Hurt is really good under all the makeup. It's totally believable, I think.
I agree. I actually enjoy this movie. I haven't seen it since the fucking 90s, but it was another one of those family movies. I know it doesn't sound like a family movie, but it just was.
It's not a dark, yeah.
No, I don't think it's considerably dark either.
It's PG. I mean, yeah.
It was actually based on a true story too, right?
It is, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It was fun to see a rather young Anthony Hopkins because I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Except for Bridge Too Far, but anyway. Even though he's not super young in this, he's 43 or something.
He's 40 something in it. Yeah, right?
But you know what I mean.
I want to see a 21-year-old Anthony Hopkins. I want to see what that looks like. I don't
Yeah.
I'm with you though. I get that draw. Anthony Hopkins to me has always been
old.
This old man, you know.
Same with Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
So yeah, the makeup on John Hurt looks real, and at first it was pretty kind of off-putting and disgusting, but you get used to it, and I think that's clever. This is exactly how the movie goes down, right? The people always also get used to his looks and shit. And overall, it's just a very solid movie. I totally get the 8.1 rating on IMDb. It's good, very good, very well shot. I liked it. Even though I wouldn't say this is my favorite David Lynch movie because it's not a Lynchian movie, you know.
It's hard to say that even though it is a David Lynch movie, it's hard to say that because I immediately think Blue Velvet Wild at Heart.
Right, because he didn't write this. It's based off.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So next up is a movie that I don't know. This really got me. It's pretty cool. It's called Blinded by the Light from last year.
It's
movie about Springsteen movie.
Yeah. Okay.
So in England in 1987, a teenager from a Pakistani family learns to live his life, understand his family, and finds his own voice through the music of American rock star Bruce Springsteen.
The Boss. Yeah.
The Boss, right. So I really enjoyed this movie, even though I have no connection to Springsteen at all. I never listened to his music before this movie, and I don't intend to do that, even after the movie.
Poor Boss.
Do you like Springsteen?
I actually do. The early Springsteen stuff is considerably good in my opinion. There's a lot of Springsteen songs that I'll put on my lists and stuff like that. I'm not really a fan. I can't really call myself a fan because he's kind of an irritating guy, and he makes a lot of fucking political songs, kind of like Neil Young. Neil Young is very similar, the two of them. And Bruce Springsteen's kind of weird in a way. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think he's in touch with a lot of reality. I think he kind of lives in a bubble in a way. But it's hard to say not a fan, but it's hard to say a fan. So it's conflicting there. Bruce Springsteen to me is very conflicting, but he's made some really good music, especially if you go. I'm trying to think of some of the songs. Atlantic City's fucking phenomenal. The Thunder Road, that entire era, the Thunder Road era is.
Thunder Road is in the movie, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like. It's not my kind of music, but for this movie, it totally fit. Actually, what I found especially cool about this, it's not only set in the 80s. This movie almost feels like it was made in the 80s. Like sometimes there's some musical scenes that are so corny and over the top. Like it's almost silly, but the movie is just so proud of being corny. It just doesn't matter. Like it's really enjoyable because it's so, I don't know. It's so out there.
This is actually appealing. So this is an appealing movie for me. Because I remember seeing the preview for it, thinking that seems kind of cool.
It is cool. I liked it a lot, actually. And the guy who we both like, I think Dean Charles Chapman, Tommen Baratheon, the guy from the King and 1917, he's in this. I didn't know any other actors though.
We both don't like him. You like Tommen Baratheon. He's just okay. He's
okay. Also the love interest of Captain America plays his teacher. Not sure, like, what's her name in Marvel?
Not to discredit his powerful scene in 1917. I have to walk that back. I still believe 1917 will get better and better with time. I would like to watch that again, actually. It's a good fucking movie. Like, when you think about it. You start thinking about it. Like, Jesus Christ. One shot. Balls. Just balls.
So, Blinded by the Light. It has some great drama. Especially, it's a lot about the boy and his father who wants him to just get a good job and doesn't like that his son is into writing. Like the main character is into writing. Like he's always writing in his diary and he's into journalism and shit. But his father is totally against that. So some very good drama that's actually kind of like I was emotionally invested, so it worked for me. But also this movie is just it's very lighthearted and feel good. Yeah, great coming of age movie, I think.
The weird thing about the title too and the song "Blinded by the Light" is most people think of the Manfred Mann cover of "Blinded by the Light." They don't really think about the Bruce Springsteen song. I don't know if you've heard the Manfred Mann version, but to me, like that, anytime I think about that song, I immediately think about the Manfred Mann version. Different, but when you hear it, you'll hear it because it's been used in a lot of movies and trailers as well.
Okay. Yeah, I think like some of the songs in this movie sounded familiar. I don't know. Anyway, now 4 movies left, and this is the last movie that isn't a rewatch. I finally watched a movie by Steven Spielberg that I haven't seen before. It's very long. What?
The Legend.
Yeah, Spielberg, the Legend. It's Munich from 2005. Eric Bana or Bana?
Bana.
Daniel Craig, Kieran Hinds, Geoffrey Rush. It's based on the true story of the Black September aftermath, about the 5 men chosen to eliminate the ones responsible for that fateful day. To explain that, in 1972, Palestinian terrorists held the Israeli Olympic team hostage and eventually killed them. And now the Mossad, the CIA of Israel,
One of
sends
the
out.
most fucking feared agencies in the world.
Yeah.
The Mossad. Yeah.
They send out.
They do not fuck around. And this was one
Right.
of the moments that put the Mossad on the map. Is this tale.
Yeah, they send out a team to hunt down the guys in charge, and it's basically an assassination movie, which I didn't expect.
Mm-hmm,
I knew that it was gonna be about like the hostage situation, but not what in particular. And this kind of surprised me, but I thought it was awesome.
I'm glad you think that way, man, because I always tell people, man, like when they get on those kicks of like Spielberg is just I even say it, paint by numbers kind of director, a popular director is another way to put him, because he does make movies like that. We all know that. But this is one of the gems, man. This is one of his gems, I think. Munich.
Yeah, Eric Bana and his team, they travel to big European cities and take out the people. And dude, this movie, I shouldn't be surprised because Spielberg did Saving Private Ryan, but this movie was surprisingly violent and gory.
Schindler's List.
Yeah, but Schindler's List isn't gory.
It's pretty violent, though.
Yeah, right. But this is just like, dude, it's very graphic, the violence in this, and shockingly authentic. Very intense movie. There's some great action scenes actually, and every time they want to kill a guy, it's done very suspenseful and just it's great. I mean,
good tension.
Yeah,
good tension.
Right. What you expect from a talented guy like Spielberg? It's just very well done.
Mm-hmm.
The actors are all great. One thing that's kind of funny, one in the team, the actor Mathieu Kassovitz, he's the guy who's building the bombs. That's the director of La Haine. That was funny.
Look at that. It all comes back to La Haine.
Right. This movie it's a little long, and I think in the end it kind of falls off a little, which it's not a big deal. It's a really good movie. I liked it a lot.
I agree that it's a little long. I think it was a little long for most people. For me, it's fine, but at the same time, like I was always interested in this story. I've always been interested in terrorism and the war between Israel and the state of Palestine. I've been studying that shit since I was in junior high. So I love this entire storyline of so when I saw the preview and I found out about it, like I was just really excited about it. So I'm more of just into that story, but I think Spielberg did a very good job with the tension, the cast, and I would almost say this is one of his most underrated movies.
Probably.
Because nobody really talks about it. Much like Amistad, nobody really talks about Amistad, which I
need
think
to see that, yeah.
I feel like that's another really good movie. Probably a little patriotic, but still good. Still good. Like this, yeah. I wanted Lincoln to be, more like this in Schindler's List. I put Munich along with Schindler's List and fucking Saving Private Ryan as his serious movies,
historical movies.
Yeah, that are. Because I still haven't seen Bridge of Spies, but from what I hear,
Bridge of Spies is not, like, for me, it wasn't good. I didn't like it.
I mean, we know why I have trouble. It's
Mark Rylance.
I got to get through the Mark Rylance thing. So,
which is another one of those supporting actors who I like. That Oscar win does not seem right to me.
Mm-mm.
Because considering that Tom Hardy was nominated for The Revenant same year.
Yeah. Stupid is what we call that.
Yeah, right.
That really makes me happy that you enjoyed this, man. Because a lot of people that I know that I've tried to make watch this, they just always come back to me and like, I got through half of it. And just,
it took me a long time to getting around to watch this because it is so long. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad that I did. I just spontaneously decided to watch it, and it was a good decision.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
Now the first rewatch. I finished this today, actually. It's a movie you might have heard of. I don't know. Bohemian Rhapsody from 2018.
Oh, I think I've heard of this. Is this about? Hang on. This is about Elton John, right?
Yeah. The story of the legendary British rock band Elton John and lead singer Elton John, leading up to their famous performance at Live Aid 1985.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw this like the last time was in cinema in 2018.
You've only seen
like,
this once. You've only seen this once.
Before, yeah, but this is
Okay.
like this is the twice, the second watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's still solid. Like over
Fucking
time,
hell
I
it
kind of
is.
lost my fondness of it. You know, when I first saw it, I thought it was amazing, and then over time, I always thought like, it's okay.
Rocket
But
Man got into your
I
head.
still think
Yeah.
Rocket Man is way better because it has more personality. But this one, like for me, Bohemian Rhapsody is just hard to dislike as much as I don't want to like it. Kind of, it's just
Hard to
very
dislike.
entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I mean, the music, of course, will always be great, and the performances are all good. I still think that the casting of the other band members is perfect, especially Brian May and John Deacon. Totally like spot on. Yeah,
Spot on completely. Yeah.
With Ben Hardy as Roger
I feel
Taylor,
like
it's not
I feel like
100%.
John, the guy that plays the drummer, John Deacon, is that it?
No, that's the drummer is Ben Hardy. He plays Roger Taylor. Roger Taylor is the drummer.
Roger Taylor. Okay. I thought he honestly stole a lot of the show for me.
Oh yeah, he's great, but he doesn't look the part as much as the other two.
Yeah, the other two actually, especially Brian May. The Brian May is
totally.
shockingly Brian May looking, man.
I still have problems with Rami Malek as Mercury because he doesn't have the physicality, but it's a great performance, of course.
Still a well-deserved Oscar?
Yeah, of course, yeah, totally.
I agree.
And I know that this movie is supposed to have bad editing, but I didn't see it, even though I looked for it. Like I'm not I don't know anything about editing, like not much, so I really can't judge. So
it's so weird when you see a movie and you like go to Twitter or whatever. You go to those circles to check what people think, and you immediately say, "Oh, it's terrible editing." You're like, "What?"
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
and then people jump on it.
I can't spot terrible editing. I
think
can talking about good at editing sometimes, but
I feel like they're talking about the Live Aid stuff. Maybe there's stuff in there that's noticeable.
Okay,
but
to be fair, the Live Aid stuff is probably one of my biggest complaints because every time there's a crowd, it just doesn't look good.
CGI.
Like, yeah, the CGI crowds just look kind of mediocre. It's not a big issue, but still, yeah, concert scenes aren't that great for me.
For me, the Live Aid is special because of when I saw the side-by-side of Rami Malek being able to imitate him so well.
Sure.
That overshadows the crowd stuff.
Crazy attention to detail. That's super cool.
Insane attention to detail there with his movements, the mannerisms. Just he really became Freddie Mercury.
Yes.
Even though part of me would still like to see the Sacha Baron Cohen.
He would have looked the part.
Or Daniel Day-Lewis, maybe.
Yeah.
Too old, you know.
Actually, this movie has so much detail. There's some stuff that like I discovered for the first time. This is just personal shit. They mentioned Dark Side of the Moon once. That was cool. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And also Bob Geldof is in this movie, the creator of Live Aid, and I didn't know him when I first watched this, but he's the main guy in Pink Floyd The Wall, so that was cool. You know, just some fun little things to see. Yeah,
I'm happy that music biopics are, you know, becoming more of a thing because I would like to see more of them.
I need a Genesis movie.
I would like,
but that's not gonna happen. Yeah, interesting.
I fucking love The Dirt, the Motley Crue movie, obviously. I'd love to see a Metallica movie, but I don't think that'll happen until one of them dies.
Eventually, probably someday.
I feel like it'll happen. A Rolling Stones movie I would love to see.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see a good Beatles movie if they could cast that right.
Yeah, Yesterday wasn't. That wasn't good.
I'm talking like definitive.
I know.
Beatles fucking movie would be so cool if they could actually, because there's a movie, a musical that I love, Across the Universe. I love that movie. I don't know if you saw that. Did you ever see Across the Universe?
Never even heard of it.
They all sing Beatles songs throughout the entire movie. They go through these decades, these time periods. Very well shot, very surreal fucking movie. Yeah, I like that. But I would love a good Beatles movie. I'd still love a good Elvis movie. They still haven't nailed an Elvis movie yet. So
I think there's a Bob Dylan movie coming with Timothy Chalamet.
again, though, they've done that. Like,
yeah, they did like what's it called? I'm Not There.
The Kate
Something
Blanchett where they're all fucking playing. Yeah, the Chalamet could be cool though. That could be cool. He's got the look for it. So yeah, I get behind that.
All right.
Okay.
Second last movie is another rewatch. I think it's been a year since I first saw this. It's a movie by David Lynch. It's called Blue Velvet. 1986. Yeah, I know.
Has something to do with ears, right?
Ears. With Kyle MacLachlan, Laura Dern, and Dennis Hopper. The discovery
and Isabella Rossellini. You know.
Right. I forgot. Sorry.
Got to throw in her. Yeah.
The discovery of what?
No, I was just laughing. Sorry.
Okay. The discovery of a human ear found in a field leads a young man on an investigation related to a beautiful, mysterious nightclub singer and a group of psychopathic criminals who have kidnapped her child. And which is interesting about this rewatch is I watched the extended cut of it, which I think is a fan cut, where just like I think David Lynch, like a couple of years ago, he released 50 minutes of additional footage, and somebody like recut the movie with the additional footage, and it's on YouTube in full HD.
Interesting.
So that's why I saw it, and it's funny that I didn't actually notice that many differences, even though it's 45 minutes longer than
50,
the original.
Yeah, that's pretty significant there.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's just because it's been a while since I watched it's been a year and I don't remember all of it.
Right.
So, but still, like those 45 minutes didn't hurt the movie at all. It's still really good, I think. Like sometimes you have like the extended cut isn't always great for movies. Sometimes it's too long. This felt right for me. Dennis Hopper is still insane. I think he's so good in this role. Definitely top 10 villains. Like his role is that's some real uncomfortable and not cool insanity. You know, like the Joker is kind of cool in its insanity, but this is just super unsettling.
Unsettling, I think,
due to the sexual aspect of it, it's just super uncomfortable. Like the first scene with him and Isabella Rossellini, that's something.
I mean, it's the 80s. People were okay with sexual battery and shit like that. They loved that shit in the 80s.
Blue Velvet, quite intense movie.
I really miss the 80s, Amen. I mean, it was such a glorious time. I mean, I was born in 1980, but I became aware of movies and got really into movies as early as like 6-7 years old. And just, I don't know, man. I don't know. You missed it. You missed the good times. And the 90s, too. The 90s were completely...
Totally my fault.
The 90s were completely fucked up as well, but, man, political correctness has ruined everything. Everything.
I don't know. I still think that Blue Velvet is Lynch's most accessible Lynch universe movie.
Agreed.
Like excluding Elephant Man and Straight Story.
Right.
Lots to interpret. Great, kind of twisted detective movie. I like detective movies. Blue Velvet is awesome. Now to the last movie. You just said 90s. I rewatched mid-90s.
I'm telling you, man, we're in a weird wormhole today. We're just flowing.
Mid-90s from 2018, directed by Jonah Hill. It follows Stevie, a 13-year-old in 1990s era Los Angeles who spends the summer navigating between his troubled home life and a group of new friends that he meets at a Motor Avenue skate shop. I noticed that I really have a thing for nostalgic shit. And this is like kind of a nostalgic movie. I love it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me because I don't know. I feel the atmosphere of the movie. It's one of those movies that's just super authentic all around. It feels very much close to life. The drama isn't overdone. It's always natural. There's like no things that feel unbelievable. And the setting is completely down my alley. Like growing up, I was into skating a lot. Even though
Really?
I didn't skate as much as the kids in this film, and I was terrible. But I also played a lot of the Tony Hawk's games. And there's so much in this film that's familiar to me, like skating in the sun in the summer holidays and the vibes of skate shops and shit. Like this movie to me is very relatable, and that's why I love it. Also, the characters are just super. Is graspable a word? Probably not.
Graspable? Probably.
They feel super alive and like real. Like the characters, the five guys: Sunburn, Ray, Fuck Shit, Fourth Grade, and Ruben. And they all so different. Like for me, every one of those feels like somebody that I knew growing up. Like some of their personality.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's lots of nuance in their characters, but it's never talked about much. It's just you kind of see it when the way they act and talk. And I think like those actors were actually street kids. I think like it's similar to the movie Kids from the 90s.
Oh man,
those were not actual actors, but like in this movie they're actually really like they're just playing themselves basically, and it totally worked.
Did you ever see Kids?
I have, yeah. I have seen Kids.
What did you think of Kids?
It's been a while. I thought like Kids is not as relatable to me as this. Kids is just kind of it's fun, but kind of
fucked up.
It is, yeah. The way they talk is funny. All right. For the only bad thing about mid-90s for me is that I just want more. Really? I love it so much that I could watch 5 hours of just random growing up bullshit with these kids. Like, even though I totally think like a sequel of this would be terrible idea, but I just want more. I don't know. Also, Lucas Hedges is in this. Where I realized Lucas Hedges is in like 3 10 out of 10 movies for me, so that's cool. That's a good record, Yeah, I love mid-90s. You should see it. It's pretty good.
Oh, I mean, it's more appealing than some of the movies that I don't know. I would like to see it just because it is, like the era that I was. I mean, it says that he's 13 years old in 1990, so I totally get that. I'd like to see if it, like you said, authentic. I'd like to see.
I think it is totally
authentic or not.
Even though I didn't grow up in Los Angeles, so I can't fully judge, but it feels authentic to me.
You should be happy about that, Raman. You know why? Because Los Angeles is a fucking shithole. So
yeah, that's what I heard. Actually,
you should be happy.
But in this movie, it looks pretty chill. I mean, in this movie, it's the ghetto life.
Yeah. Early 90s LA was pretty fucking wacky. Pretty terrible, too, in some places. Did you ever see Lords of Dogtown, since you bring up skating?
No. Never even heard of that. Heath Ledger.
You should put that on your list.
It's actually on my watch list on IMDb already.
Yeah,
did you mention this before?
I think I did. I don't know, because you said skating, so it just clicked in my mind, because that was like about the one of the first skating crews in Cali. Cali, bro. Brah. If they talk like that in mid-90s, then it's not authentic.
They don't.
Okay, good. I don't want to hear any brah fucking shit.
Nah, they just say fuck shit,
See, that's authentic. Did I ever tell you that when I first got to school, first grade, I'm standing in line. I'd never said a cuss word my whole life, dude. Never said it. And 2 kids standing in front of me right in the line, and they're like, fuck, shit, man, what the fuck? Like, and I just thought in my head, like, it just clicked, like, oh, man, fucking A. And I never stopped ever since then. Like it's
weird. A great story.
I know that moment completely changed the whole course of my life. It's these 2 kids. Anyway.
Yeah.
A24 movie I see too. So
yes.
That's another, yeah.
It's in 4x3. So like.
Oh, see, I don't know.
It works.
We're gonna put that off the list. No, see, that does work because that was the 90s. 4x3 pan and scan, square TVs. God, man, that was terrible, man. The kids today are so lucky. They just don't even know. They don't even know. They're walking around with their fucking tablets. I mean, come on. How cool would that have been to have a tablet when you were... Well, you probably had one. I mean, you're like...
No. I have one now, but like... Yeah.
Well, I had no idea that you were like this righteous tubular skating dude from back in the day. That's cool.
Yeah, not like completely, but skating was my thing.
Saying like cowabunga in German and stuff, right?
Yeah. That's how it was.
All right, I'm done fucking with you. This movie is on my list. Every time I open up Amazon Prime, actually, I scroll it. So it feels like an easy movie to watch too. It doesn't look like some fucking, like you got to be in the mood for something depressing. This doesn't strike me as a depressing movie. So
no. Yeah. I think that's it for this week. Send us some emails.
Well, maybe you should check the emails too.
Yeah, next week.
Maybe. Yeah. Do send us some emails. I'm dying to answer emails from people regarding movies.
Me too, actually. I'm checking right now. Nothing.
I can't wait till it's like, I really like Almond, but this dirty Irish guy is just out of his mind. He's so irritating. Like that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, send us something like this. Or the other way around.
Cancel dirty. Oh, hashtag dirty Irish is over party. That's what we need.
Right. So, then see you again next week, hopefully.
Have a good weekend, sir.
You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. Stairway to Cinema episode 32. 30 fucking 2 episodes. That's crazy. We've done quite a bit. I am going to go have some biscuits and fucking gravy. Everybody, have a fantastic weekend. Peace, love, happiness.